Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Damron. We're playing Halo Infinite. We've been progressing through the winter update. In this series of videos, we've been getting all the achievements in the new update, and in this particular video, we're going to cover all the achievements that you have to do in the new co-op mode. Thank God, co-op has been added. So let's get started. The first achievement we're going to do is Wolves at the Door, which is in co-op. Lower all 3 gates within 15 seconds of each other at Riven Gate. Now, you can certainly do all these co-op achievements in a new playthrough or a fresh playthrough if you want, but I do recommend kind of going after these after you've completed the mission, you've unlocked mission replay. It'll make a lot of these kind of easier. So we just did mission replay. We can bring in our own weapons from the FOB, and from the mission replay, there's 3 buttons that we need to interact with to lower the 3 gates at Riven Gate. The first one is on the eastern gate, right here. So as soon as you hop over that first wall from where you spawn in, and then from there, the second button, you're gonna have to climb up a few levels or a few ledges. There's some paths that you can take to get up here, but it's easy to just grapple up here. And the second one is located in this building that has the Banshee in it as well. Now you can press down on the D-pad as well, and you can see that these switches are going to be highlighted on your HUD, so feel free to use that. So you can see that that's the one in there. To get inside, you need to go to the right side of the building and kind of go around to be able to interact with this switch. Also, as we're kind of showing you the locations of these, I will say that this is possible with 3 players. It's easiest with 3 players, but it's also possible with 2. 3 is really easy because you can put 1 at each switch, but I will show you a way to easily do it with 2 players as well. From behind of that Banshee building, if you just kind of go through this tunnel, and now we're going to be progressing all the way to the western side of the base, which is the last wall kind of on the western side of Riven Gate. So just go ahead and head over there, and again, I'm just showing you all the locations, but in your co-op group, you want to kind of put each person at a switch. So here you go, here's the western button right here inside that wall. So again, really no problem finding them. Again, if you're having trouble, just press down on the D-pad to locate them. And what you want to do if you have 3 players is just put 1 person on each button, do a little countdown in your group, 3, 2, 1, hit them, and you'll see on the top left, 1, 2, 3, boom, all gates are lowered at the same time, and you'll unlock the Wolves at the Doors achievement. Now, if you have 2 players, what you want to do is you want to put someone at the westernmost button, and then the second player is going to be on that middle button where the Banshee is, and that's going to be me. And essentially what you want to have the person on that middle button do is hit it, immediately get into this Banshee and fly over to the easternmost wall, jump out of the Banshee, go in there and interact with that switch. And you can easily do that in 15 seconds as I'm showing you right here. So if the person that interacts with the middle and east does it and you get that western one done, you can do this with 2 players, no problem. All right, so we're moving on. We got that one off the door. Now we're going to be you, me, same page achievement, which tasks you with destroying all cooling towers at the dig site within 60 seconds of each other. And this takes place in the mission excavation site. So you will travel here. There's going to be a bunch of enemies that you're going to have to deal with. There'll be a small cutscene that activates the the banished mining laser when you kind of get close to the observatory entrance. So all that's going to be needed taken care of all the way to the point where you disable the drill. So go ahead and progress this section where you disable the drill, and at this point now you're going to get a notification to disable both regulators. There's going to be a bunch of enemies around in the mission at this point. I do recommend just going ahead and clearing them out. This particular achievement is easily done with 2 or 3 players. 60 seconds is a lot of time in order to do this. If you press down on the D-pad, you're going to notice 2 switches, one on the east and one on the west side of the particular dig site. So once we've cleared out all those enemies, if you go to those switches, again, I'm not going to hit it yet. When you hit that, basically the power coolants are going to be coming out of the ground, and you're going to have to destroy the fusion coils associated with them. So I'm going to show you those locations and where you want to go. So from the western kind of button, if you go up on the ledge here, there's a small tunnel that you can go through, and if you go to the other side of this tunnel, you see right here, this is what you're looking for. That's going to come out of the ground with 2 fusion coils that you need to destroy in order to destroy that particular generator. Also, from that same button, so again, I'm walking back, I'll show you the second one. So there's going to be 2 that pop up on each side. So here's the button again, there's the tunnel up to the left. If you go just straight behind where that is, that's the second one that's going to pop up on the western side of the excavation site. So whoever's over there is going to want to shoot the one on ground level, grapple up to the tunnel, go through the tunnel, and destroy the other one. You can either have one person over there. If you have 3 players, then it's easier to put the 2 players on the west side and have the second player already through the tunnel, ready to shoot the one that jumps up over there. Now on the east side, here's the button right here. This one is easily doable with one person. There's going to be one that pops up right in front of you to the left, and there's going to be one that pops up a little bit to the right of that, so a little bit further east. If you jump over this wall right here, you're going to see the second one is just behind this wall right here on the ground. So you can easily destroy both of these on the right with one person, and I'll even show you that. So we have a person all the way to the west, and we actually have 2 over here, but you want to count down. Okay, hit the buttons. When the buttons are hit, now you need to destroy the cooling towers within 60 seconds, which is plenty of time. So you see I'm loading in. I've got bandana, I've got the rocket launchers because I started this mission from an FOB, again on our 100% save file. I look to the left, I blew that up, and our person on the western side of the base is doing the same on the 2 that I showed you over there. As long as you destroy all those cooling towers at the dig site within 60 seconds, you will unlock the You, Me, Same Page achievement. So that one's not too bad. So there's 2 of the longer ones out of the way. So next up is Controlled Demolition. This one's super easy. You want to destroy 4 fuel silos within 5 seconds, either at Ransom Keep or Forge of Tish, and we're going to do it at Ransom Keep. It's easier. So let's start in an FOB. Make sure you bring the S7 sniper. This is the main sniper. Don't bring the variant version. The variant version of the sniper rifle does less damage. It gives you more ammo. It's kind of a body shot sniper rifle, but we want to use the one that does more damage, which is the original sniper. So if you just hit replay mission at Ransom Keep, it's going to spawn you on this hill looking over the banished outpost, and all 4 of the fuel silos will actually be out of the ground ready for you to shoot. Now you got 4 shots. Again, this is easier with more players. Okay, if you have 3 players, you're going to have 2 that shoot 1 silo each and 1 person shoot 2 of the silos. If you have 2 people, you're going to have 2 people shoot each silo, 4 you can have 1 person take out each silo. And essentially it only takes 2 shots with the sniper rifle. So you saw we easily took out all 4, and that was with 3 people. Now I do want to show you, if you are the person that has to shoot 2 silos, if you're doing it 2-player, you know, you can shoot 1, don't reload like I do, but even though I still reloaded, I'm able to destroy both within 5 seconds. So you can easily destroy all 5, or all 4 I should say, within 5 seconds. Alright, so we're moving on now. We're going to do the Wardens of Zeta achievement. Again, we want to be doing this on our complete 100% playthrough. I'll have that linked as well if you guys haven't beaten the game, grabbed all the collectibles, gotten all your valor points so you can have all your weapons. It's much easier to do this in that playthrough. Now there's 7 different banished outposts that you need to beat on any difficulty. Okay, that's Armory of Reckoning. I'm showing you all the locations: Horn of Abolition, Forge of Tish, Redoubt of Sundering, Ransom Keep, Annex Ridge, and Riven Gate. Again, you can blast through these missions really fast if you're doing it on easy with the bandana skull on. The one thing that I want to mention, when you beat these, make sure you wait until it says mission complete up in the top middle, and you'll get a saved checkpoint in the bottom left. Make sure you get that before you just instantly travel somewhere else. If you travel somewhere else before that pops on your screen, you might not get credit, and you'll kind of be wondering which one you have to go do. So take your time. Again, as long as you're kind of just going through the main objectives in these missions, you're going to be able to beat them relatively quickly. And once you beat all 7 of these banished outposts, you will unlock the Wardens of Zeta achievement, and that's going to be off the board. That's not too bad. You should be able to get through those relatively quickly. And while you're doing those, it's a good opportunity to do the 2 achievements, Rolling Thunder and another one with the sniper. Rolling Thunder requires you to kill 5 enemies with a gravity hammer from a vehicle. So we just killed 4 right there. There's a lot of mongooses in these banished outposts. Again, you can go to your FOB and you can spawn in with a hammer if you want to. Bring the gravity hammer with you. Boom, there's our 5th kill. The thing about this achievement is you don't have to be the person that actually gets the kills. If you have someone on the vehicle getting hammer kills, that will count for both players, and both of you will unlock the achievement once 5 enemies are killed. The same thing goes with the sniper rifle kills, which is Keep It Steady. That requires you to kill 5 enemies with a sniper rifle from a vehicle. Again, all the progress on this achievement is shared with every player in the vehicle. So whoever's doing the killing, that's great, but also the person that's doing the driving is going to get the achievement as well. I found it very easy to combine the sniper rifle and the gravity hammer kills while you're doing the Wardens of Zeta. Just kind of maximize your time. There's plenty of vehicles in these banished outposts that you can just hop in and nab a few kills, and it's only 5, so it's super easy to just go ahead and bang that out. Once you got that done, now we're going to be moving on to the first responders, which is to answer all UNSC distress calls on any difficulty in co-op. There is 20 different UNSC distress calls that we need to answer. I'll show you all right here on the map, but that's Cobra, Barracuda, Paladin, Bengal, Jester, Thunder, Foxhound, Harpoon, Lancer. So now I've kind of caught up to the video. So here's Titan Squad. A little bit west of that, it's Indiana. South is Pyramid Squad. A little bit east of that is Bluebell Squad. Keep going east and we'll find Courier Squad. Now we kind of go near the eastern side of the Spire mission for Pronto Squad. South from that we have K-Man, and you also have Boxer Squad, Carrera Squad, Starlight Squad, and then all the way to the east is going to be Fortune Squad. Now these are very easy. Again, it's best to do these on your 100% playthrough because you can fast travel to all these. Luckily, thank God, these ones are considered replayable because you can replay these missions, bring a rocket launcher, bandana, easy difficulty, and literally you can smash through these in less than 30 seconds, maybe a minute if it's one that has reinforcements that fly in. But you should be able to bang these out insanely fast. The only thing I will mention, again, I gotta be very clear with this, wait until it says mission complete in the top middle of your screen. Do not fast travel to the next one on the list. I'll have these up on the video on the left hand side, so if you want to pause it and just check them off, whatever you want to do as you're doing them, however you want to keep track, do what you got to do, but make sure you get that checkpoint. All right, moving on to our next achievement is going to be Hunting Party, similar to the last two. Now we've got to kill all of the banished high-value targets on any difficulty in co-op. Now, all of these targets are found in your database, so you can look there. But again, I will show you all the locations. And again, I will mention we definitely want to do this in our 100% completed playthrough because now we can, you know, essentially fast travel to all these locations with high-power weapons and just bang it out super fast. Now, if you want to combine this with a fresh co-op run, feel free to do that. And you will kind of make progress through this as you're kind of playing through. I've got the list on the left here, so just keep that in mind. If you want to just pause it, whatever you want to do, screenshot right here, and you can kind of just tick them off as you get the kills because you do need to get all of these in co-op in order to unlock the achievement. So be sure that both of you are kind of on 100% playthrough, in my opinion, and you can just fast travel to these. And similar to the UNSD distress calls, you can actually go through these super fast. You can spawn in on these high value targets with, you know, bandana, double rocket launchers, sniper, whatever you want, you know, boom. Here, I'll show you right here after, you know, I show you the last location there this here, but we'll spawn in on BitBap, I think, and you just run in, then you can murder these high value targets in a matter of minutes. I mean, you can go to some of these and do them in like 30 seconds. So just spawn it on easy. Again, replay the mission, bandana skull, checklist to the left there, come in with snipers, rockets. You can say we're going, you know, here we are on BitBap, just to show you how quickly you can do these. At first I was like, man, I got to do all these again, but with being able to just do this on your fresh spawn with mission replay, honestly, it's really not that bad. So go ahead and bang all those out. Again, just like the UNSC distress calls though, as well as the, you know, banished outposts, you want to make sure it says mission complete. I can't stress that enough, guys. As you're playing through this, is make sure it says mission complete so you have that checkpoint saved. You don't want to do all 15 high value targets and not get the achievement and you were like, crap, I have no idea which one it is, because there is not a way to track it. So keep that in mind. Moving on to our next achievement, which really pairs well with the high value target achievements, and that's Inseparable, because I think the best place to do this, in my opinion, is against the myriad high value target enemies, which is a Bond brother hunter pair. And the Inseparable achievement says kill a hunter and its Bond brother within 3 seconds of each other. And the reason that I like to do it here is because it's a high value target, they have health bars. Now I'll show you another location that you can do this if you want to pair it with your campaign playthrough. I'll show you another location, but the reason again I like this is because with that health bar, you know exactly when they're about to die and you can time it perfectly, because 3 seconds seconds, you know, isn't, you know, it's a decent amount of time if you are just going to be able to kill both of them with one rocket, but it's pretty quick, right? At the same time, it's not a lot of time to mess around. So here I'm with Myriad. I know the one on the left is basically dead, right? So I'm going to reload my rockets. My buddy's going to kill the one on the right. Boom. 1, 2, and now we've killed both in under 3 seconds, and we get the Inseparable achievement because we saw their health bar. We knew exactly when we had to get the other kill. Now there's 2 other really easy locations you could do it as well. If you want to replay the mission or spawn in on the mission Spire, there's 2 hunters here that aren't, you know, kind of upgraded like the Myriad high value target ones are. I end up blowing myself away here, but you can do it right here pretty easily as well. Another location is in the mission Nexus. If you're playing through a normal campaign, like a full campaign playthrough, you could actually pair it up with the Vintage Fisticuffs achievement, which I have a separate video for. I'll link that here if you want to do it that way. If you want to kind of do it during your campaign run, you could certainly do it that way as well. Moving on to the next co-op achievement, which is Air Raid. This is really the last co-op achievement that we're going to do before we start a new playthrough. Again, this is on my full save file. And for this one, we're going to spawn in a wasp. And some of you may have noticed on co-op, if you spawn in a wasp, it won't let your partner spawn in a wasp as well. But luckily, I have figured out a way to do it. Essentially, I mean, it's very simple. The first wasp just needs to get far away from the FOB. So my buddy has one. He's right here. You can see it wouldn't let me spawn a wasp in. But now, if he just flies away a decent distance away from the FOB that I'm at, but again, don't go too far because it would pull you to them, right? But the distance you can be, you know, from each other is actually really large in this campaign, which is really nice. So once that player gets far enough away, then you can spawn in your own wasp, and now both players will have a wasp. And what I recommend for this one is if you're going to be coming through this on your full campaign playthrough, right, everything's already done, you can fast travel and spawn these wasps in. What I recommend is starting up the mission, the sequence, and then fast travel to FOB Lima and spawn these wasps in. Okay, and now what you can do is you can use these wasps to backtrack back across the bridge and interact with the button over there that ultimately gets the mission, the sequence going. So there's FOB Lima. I fast traveled there, and we're doing the mission, the sequence, right? Because that's going to allow us to spawn a bunch of enemies in. Because if you're playing on your 100% playthrough, a lot of the enemies throughout the areas are less voluminous because you've killed them, you finished the missions, you finished the high value targets and all that stuff. So there's not a lot of enemies there. But if you do it this way, you can do the mission, the sequence, and just fly around to the different beacons, and there's a bunch of enemies at the beacons that you can kill and easily unlock the Air Raid achievement. Moving on, now we need to do a full new campaign co-op playthrough in order to get the What's Rightfully Ours achievement, because this one tasks you with capturing all forward operating bases in co-op, and you cannot replay FOB. So you are going to have to start a new campaign in order to get this achievement, and you're going to have to get all the way to the mission, the sequence, before you're going to be able to get these FOBs in the southeastern portion of the map, which is Hotel, right, Lima, all these ones down here. But once you are at that mission, now you'll be able to capture all the FOBs, and I've listed them on the left again if you want to kind of just keep a check mark, but there's not very many, and as long as you're playing on co-op and you capture all of them, again getting that, you know, mission completed, you'll unlock the What's Rightfully Ours. Now, like I said, with this particular achievement, you're not going to be able to just fast travel to all the FOBs and replay the mission. Okay, you are going to have to start a new campaign in order to get this achievement. And again, it's not hard. You can just throw it on easy, and you can blast through the main campaign missions pretty quickly just to unlock all of these FOBs. So do that, and that's going to be one of the longest achievements of the winter update, just because you got to start a fresh run. But nonetheless, once you get to the sequence, now we can get Hotel, right? We can get FOB Juliet, Kilo, Lima, and November over in this area. So I'll quickly just show you all the locations. So you're going to have 5 over here on the southeast that are going to require you to get to the sequence, okay? And once you get Lima and November, all of those, that should be the last ones that you need. The ones you get earlier on in the game, right? You've got Golf, you've got Foxtrot. Up north of that is Echo. A little bit north of that is going to be, or east, I should say, is Delta. North of that, you got Charlie. And at the northernmost aspect of the map, you're going to have Bravo and FOB Alpha. So capture all of those in order to get what's rightfully ours. And the other two achievements that I kind of just waited to touch on because, I waited to because you have to do this full campaign playthrough just for those FOBs. So I think going for the other two, the first one being Cowcatcher during that full playthrough is the easiest because Cowcatcher requires you to splatter 50 enemies while riding in a vehicle with another player. Now both players are going to get progress no matter who's driving. So once both of you, three of you, all four of you get 50 splatters in a vehicle, everyone will unlock the achievement. But it's easier to just go ahead and pair this up with your fresh run because we have to get those FOBs. And the same goes for Gruesome Twosome, which I love the name of that achievement, but that one requires you to kill 50 enemies while riding a mongoose with another player. Again, doesn't matter who's driving, doesn't matter who's doing the shooting, but as long as you get 50 kills with both of you on the mongoose, okay? You can't just hop on a mongoose and get kills by yourself. Both players need to be on the mongoose, and as long as both are on the mongoose and you get 50 kills, both of you will unlock the achievement at the same time. So that covers it. That's all of the co-op achievements in the winter update. I've got all the other achievements in separate videos, the ones you can solo. So I hope you guys found this helpful. As always, everything will be linked in the comments and the description, and hopefully I'll see you around.